How's it going, Instagram crew? This is Jose Trujillo, world's greatest living artist. And, man. Gotta open some canvas panels. I got some canvas panels. I went and I bought a whole bunch of them. And, I'm just gonna open them here while I chit chat with you guys this morning. I hope everybody is doing excelente mundo. So I've noticed some stuff that I've been working on. I noticed some stuff that I've been working on. As I'm doing my thing, right? I've been an artist, guys, for over 20 years, so it's not my first rodeo. But being an artist, creating artwork, and being able to do it for a living, it's a whole other dance, right? Or being able, even if you don't do it for a living, being able to do it professionally, right? Where you show up, it's a whole other dance. And what I've noticed is that as artists, we have all these mechanics and we get stuck on a lot of mechanics, How am I going to prime my canvas? How am I going to, and I've fallen into them. I see other artists are always falling in those pitfalls. They're always doing that. And I'm always asking myself, what is the thing that is really preventing someone from reaching the success level they want, right? I'm always asking myself that. Now, one of the reasons I'm asking this is because I realize that there are not many artists who are running businesses. There are artists who are artists, right? And they paint, they create their work, they do sculpt, whatever they do. But I'm just gonna say it. I don't see many artists that are doing that have employees or that have these huge businesses like there has been like Rodin's studio, right? Or like Jeff Koons today, right? Or Andy Warhol. Whether you like the work or not, he was running a business, and I don't really see artists doing that unless they're like the big artists today. But like. I don't know that you're not one of those big names, right? You're not Chuck Close. You're not one of those big names, and you're actually running a studio, and you have employees, and you have staff. You have Peter Max is one of them, right? Running a business, what it is, right? So I've noticed that there's a lot of stoppers. There's a lot of things holding us back, one way or another. One of the things that I've seen is that we are full of ideas, perceived ideas. I would never use this. I would never use that. I would never do this. I would never do that. And I found the common thread. I hope I'm making any sense to someone out there. If not, well, either I'm not explaining it right or you're not paying attention. It's probably that I'm not explaining it right, but I'll figure it out how to explain it better. I found the common thread to be all this mechanics, right? All this mechanics. I see artists mixing their own, like grinding their own paint, and that's awesome if that's your thing. But it almost seems like extremely counterintuitive, to a business. I see artists making their own frames, extremely counterintuitive to a business, Because in that time, you love it, right? Let's say that you love it. You're like, I'm gonna make some floater frames. I love making floater frames. It's my thing, And if I make them, I'm gonna feel proud of it and blah blah blah. But it's no person in their right mind. Just think about anyone running a business, any business. No person in the right mind would spend the time doing that if you can pay someone to do that, or if you can already buy it made like that and add it to your bottom line, right? Add it to your costs or whatever. And so, anyways, I've noticed this common thread in many of us in our community, you know, our art community, in the industry. I really think that the industry is kind of broken. That's what I think, to be honest with you guys. I think that there's only a hand. It's like, I feel like it's almost like actors. Not like musicians, because musicians, I feel like, have it. There's more room for many more to play. But in actors, I feel like you're either doing Broadway, or you're doing, you know, movies, or, you know, some TV, some movies or whatever, or else you're screwed, right? Like, you can't be walking around and be like, I'm an actor, and not really have one of those jobs where you some sort of secure payment, right? And I'm not talking about, like, nothing is secure, but I'm saying it's something where there's payment coming in. So I'm always looking for the straight line, because I've noticed that. I noticed that I fallen into those pits. I feel inspired today, like doing this, and then you go awry from what you were supposed to do, right? Today. I'm going to go inspire myself, and then but you have other things to do in the studio that are not part of that, you know, or I don't know, like, I need to make sure that my photographs come out the best possible way. My puppy's like crying back there. He wants to get out. And, you know, it's like all these stoppers, all these things that are just constantly showing up one way or another. So I've asked myself, I constantly ask myself, what is the straight line to this? Like, if you're gonna paint, why cut your own boards? See, I've done this stuff, right? Why cut your own boards and prime them? Because it's fun, because it's this, because it's that, but it's not intelligent. Not to a business. They're canvas panels. That's what they are. Just little canvas panels that I do small paintings on. So it's very counterintuitive. Oh man, I need that exact brush. I have to run to the art store. I need that exact brush. And it's fine when you're starting and you don't know what to get. That's okay, you know. You're starting out and you don't know what to get, and you're figuring things out. That's awesome. But there comes a point where, like, you have to start looking for that straight line. Not cutting corners. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the straight line. You know, the straight line. Because some people get confused by that. They're like, I don't want to cut any corners, but you overload yourself with work. I've done this. I still have to watch out not to do this. You'll overload yourself with minutia work, rather than creating artwork or being able to be doing things that are much more important to your business, to your career. You know, so we get stuck in all this minutia. Anyways, there's my morning rant for you guys. I've noticed that it's a common thread in artists. I've seen it over and over. So how do you get out of it, right? How do you get out of it? You look for the straight line. What is the straight line? For example, the videos that I do, it's a straight line. What is the easiest, what is the simplest way for me to record this? So when I was talking about recording this, people were like, oh, get this camera, and then this, and then that, and all of these things. And then you record, and you have to record in process because you have to, because if you want to record a long video, right? one of those professional cameras, I guess they have to put more memory in there and whatnot. Oh, okay, cool. And they have to get this type of microphone and this type of lighting, and on, right? And then once you record, you have to save it in the computer, and then on a file. And it's not that it's difficult. It's not what I'm saying. It's complicated. It's not that it's difficult. It's just complicated. It's not simple. Yeah, it can be difficult. It's okay, but it should be simple. It could be uncomfortable, but it should be simple. And then after you upload it, what you do after you download it to your computer, what you do, you have to edit it. So you need this software to edit the video, and then you have to be clever, and then this, and then that, and all these things. And I'm like, no, dude, I don't have that time. I don't. That's not what I'm gonna do, right? So I start thinking, what is a straight line? What other players are using a straight line? Oh, okay. I start finding out all these other players that are playing a serious game too. And what I mean serious is that they're not. It's not BS, right? They're trying to get stuff out. They don't keep hitting themselves on walls, minutia walls. So I find that the straight line is boom, the cell phone. So I have my cell phone on a tripod right here. I went and got one of those little, tripods, whatever. Boom, there it is, my cell phone. It's not perfect. It's not, it's not edited. I can't, if I say something stupid right here, I have to live with it. I'm not gonna edit it. It's just, point, shoot, and upload, right? And from the phone, I upload it straight to YouTube or whatever, right? Or here on Instagram Live. And so I'm always looking for that. What is the straight line? Because there are so many stoppers. And we don't realize this, right? We don't realize this. We go thinking that we have to do A, B, and C in order to get to A, B, C, D, E, F in order to get to B. And we don't. We don't. Same thing with the colors. People go months trying to figure out the right palette. They go years probably. I know I've gotten months trying to figure out the right palette. What's the right palette? What's the right palette? Even though after I found the right palette and I was working with the right palette, right, my paint palette that made the little baby inside comfortable, right? The little baby not cry, because if we all have a little baby that's just like crying, if things are not exactly the right way we need them to be, right? And again, there's another thing. So you have to be looking for this thing, not looking for them necessarily like, oh, I'm going to start looking, but you have to be alert for these things, right? And remove them. Take the lid off. Remove them. I have artists. I know artist people, artist friends, and some different type of artists. And they told me, dude, I would never buy a canvas like you do and just paint on it. I'd prepare my own canvas. I would do this, I would do that. I'm like, dude, you're crazy. I could never spend that time. By the time I do that, my time is gone. I could never. I've done that deal. It's not that I will never. It's not that I haven't done it. I've done that deal. It doesn't work. Not for me. It's not a straight line. It's like being around the bush. It's being around the bush. It's like, oh yeah, I want to do a painting, but I gotta get the right gesso, and I gotta get the right canvas, and it's gotta be Belgian linen, and the gesso has to be titanium gesso, and is that what it's called? Titanium, something like that. I don't know. And because I care about my work, and on and on and on. Dude, you care about everything about your work except working. This is one of the things that I started finding out about myself. Do you care about everything about your artwork except the work part? You care about everything. The brushes you're going to use, the easel, the lighting, how is it going to look? Where's my light source? Where's my window? Is it going to be in the in this side of the of the house or that side of, it's like, it's all these things that the more I create artwork, the more I find out Man, who came up with all that BS? Whoever did, I am sure they're not running a business. I am sure that they're like, you know, it's just a hobby. It's just a hobby for them. So they have time to play around with stuff like that. You know, or it's not a true vision, right? So they have. Imagine if Van Gogh would have been like, "Oh man, I just can't do it with this canvas." Right? He probably did, for all we know, right? But and that's probably part of the reason why he had such a hard time. It's all this, you know. He wrote about it. It's not like I'm making it up. He wrote about it. He said when your mind tells you, I'm talking about Van Gogh, right? I'm paraphrasing Van Gogh here. When your mind tells you can't paint, you're not a good artist, don't listen to it, right? The inner voice, he said. By all means, just keep painting or something like that, right? And it'll go away. He's talking about, for me, he's talking about a straight line into creating artwork. You know? And yeah, I took this from that movie, The Wolf of Wall Street, when the guy's like, the straight line, there's a straight line to doing this, right? Definitely, the movie talked about a shitty character, right? But the idea is spot on, right? There's too many things happening around. You have to cut through the clutter and be like, okay, what is the straight line to go talk to a gallery, right? What is the straight line? I didn't call it that. I started calling it that because I saw that movie. But that's how I look at it anyways. What is the straight line to a gallery? What is the straight line to collaborating with someone? Like, what is the simplest, fastest, you know, and most effective way, right, to doing this? What is the most effective way to create artwork? Just start creating artwork. That's the most effective way. Get a paintbrush, paint, and the surface board, and boom, you know, it's not. There's just so much stuff around it. You know, I get emails every day like, I don't know, like I'm trying to do this, but it's so hard because of that. And I'm like, this, because you're focusing on all the other stuff. You're focusing on all the other stuff. It's like trying to date someone. You're out, you know, partying or whatever. You're at a bar or whatever, you know, and you're trying to date someone, and you're distracted by all the other stuff, by the friends, by the music, by all the other components, and you're not solid on what you want. You're distracted. And this has happened to me for years, and I couldn't put my finger on it really, because I was like, there's all these what do they call them, sacred cows too. There's other words, right? There's all these things that you can't do this, you should do that. You know, double prime, triple prime your canvases. Only use this type of paint, blah, blah, blah. And when you put paper on the back, make sure it's completely acid-free, and this is acid-free. And yeah, dude, that's awesome. That's awesome. That's great. I'm not against that. It's just that's not where you start. You know, you gotta start somewhere. That's not where you start. You graduate to those levels, right? And then you know what to do when you're there. You're like, oh, okay, well, I'm more experience, more time, more income, more this, more that. Okay, now we're gonna do things. We're gonna get better quality products. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. But you don't start up there. Many people want to see. This is the thing, guys. I know I'm ranting early in the morning. This is the thing, guys. We want to get everything done perfect before we even get started. That's really the reason why, you know? It's like that example. You want to go talk to someone. You're at a club or a bar, whatever, a disco. You want to go talk to someone, and then you're worried about your hair. You're worried about your shoes. You're worried about, oh man, I should have not eaten that burger before I came here. You know, now I feel puffy. I feel puffy. Or, you know, you're worried about the music. Oh man, you know, this is not my song. This is not my song. I need to have a song that's going to uplift me, and it's going to put me in that. You know, when you were younger, that kind of stuff. It's going to put me in that mindset, right? And We even do that when I go paint, when I go into the studio and I start creating artwork. I found myself doing that, you know, and I don't do it anymore, but I used to do it a lot. I would go in the studio and be like, oh man, I need the right music for creating artwork. I need the right music. I need the right conditions. Again, right? The right conditions. I need the right conditions. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to bear the pain of staying here and working. It's really what I'm saying, right? I'm not going to be able to bear it, so I can make it comfortable for myself. Why? Like you're doing something uncomfortable by creating artwork, you know? And again, guys, it's just one of those things I wanted to touch on because I know that a lot of artists, and when I mean a lot, I mean a lot. I see it over and over. Get caught up in the conditions, right? Conditions are not right, therefore I can't. Conditions have to be right for me to be able to. Oh, I want to call the gallery. Conditions are not right. It's a Friday night. I can't call the gallery. They have an opening show right now. I can't just show up and talk to the owner. Yes, you can. As a matter of fact, today would be the right moment. You know, Friday night would be like the perfect moment. Sunday night would be the perfect moment. There's always reasons why it's the perfect moment and why it's not. What you need to remove is all the reasoning, all the mechanics out of it. I know it's hard, you know, because you have to be bold. But I find that it's the only way to get anything done, to be bold. It's the only way, for me, anyways. I can't say for everyone else. But for me, the only way to get anything done is to be bold. To cut through the clutter. And just do things, you know. Don't think about it too much. Don't think about it at all if you don't have to. Like, oh, I'm going to do this painting. Oh, I got to go do research on this, the subject matter, and this, and that. And if you have to do research on a painting, you know, like if you have to sit there and like sketch 1,000 times and the masters used to do it. You're talking about Da Vinci. You're talking about it was a whole other world. You know? It was Vermeer using camera oscura. It was a whole other world. It has nothing to do with today's world. If you have to go do research, you know, to try, maybe you're doing a historical piece, so I get that. You know, maybe that's the thing. And that's cool, right? That's your jam. But let's say you're not doing a historical piece, you have to do, you know, I don't know, some painting or whatever. If you have to go do a bunch of research and you have to like, you know, obsess about it and sketch and I gotta do that big painting. First I'm gonna do a study on a size like this. And then I'm gonna move on to a size like this. And then finally when I do a few of this and I have it down and I know where things are gonna go, I'm gonna do a painting on a size like this. You know, something like this. It's dumb. It's dumb, no. Like I don't know. And to each their own. I'm just saying, it's just too much. It's too much clutter, right? When I do a painting like this, at most, I'll do something on a paper and be like, okay, this is where this is gonna go. Okay, cool. At most. And nowadays, I'm not even doing that. I'm just going and I'm just attacking it. I'm like, and I'm not saying this to be cocky or anything like that. I'm saying this because I train myself to do that, and you can too. If you haven't done that, you can too. I train myself to be like, you know what? I'm removing all the BS. I'm removing all the BS. It's unnecessary. It's only slowing me down. And when you slow down, you don't trust yourself. And other people don't trust you. When you slow down, there's no trust. The trust level goes significantly down. If you don't believe me, think about this. Next time you go to McDonald's and they slow down, see how you feel. See how you feel. Bad comparison? No, that's where the world is at. You know, that's where the world is at. Next time you want to use Instagram, watch it kick you off. You know, it's like slow you down or kick you off or whatever. See the feeling that comes from that. It's annoying. It's annoying because speed is the new power. And whether we like it or not, that's where the world is. The world is in that place right now. And we have to, we either adapt which is what isn't that how you make? We measure intelligence by adapting, right? We adapt or we die, metaphorically, of course. You know, we adapt or we die. Anyways, guys, I'll leave you with that. The name is Jose Trujillo, world's greatest living artist. Shanaz, how's it going? Shanaz says, it's true. I used to do that and realized it was a waste of canvases and a waste of time. For sure. For sure. A waste. Yeah, a waste, not a waste. Thank you so much, Shanaz. I'll talk to you guys soon again. I got to get back to work. I just wanted to do this little early rant here with you guys. Cut through the clutter, guys. Just, you know, don't. It's so easy to get caught up in the clutter. It's so easy to get caught up in the mechanics, as I've explained it in this video. Thank you so much. Take care. I will talk to you guys soon. Adios.